All right, here is my professional tutorial of the Quara-Fire, whichever model it is here, but it's this right here. So we are about to make a fire. As you can see, we are starting with a nice, empty, clean fireplace. Magically appears in there. Basically, I just stuck some crumpled up paper because I've been doing some taxes and need to burn some documents anyways, and I stuffed them in a popcorn bag with the leftover from last night. Just need a little paper. So obviously crumpled up newspaper or any paper would work just fine. And then what I'm using for kindling is outside in the yard, there's just a bunch of little oak limbs from the tree that have fallen on the ground and they're dry, and gathered them up. So some sort of little limbs or little pieces of wood, whatever the kindling is. And I'm just gonna light this. Get that going, and I'm not going to add any logs just yet because I want to get this kindling going. And so I'm going to close the door, just not all the way. I'm going to leave it open about an inch or two, and as you can see by the flames, it's actually sucking some air in. And while that's happening, this little lever right here controls the ultimate burn rate throughout the whole time the fire is going. So if it's down, it's a low amount of air that it's letting in, and if it's high, it's a higher number. And then this one down here is actually a timer one. You pull it out and push it back in, and now it's about 20 to 30 minutes that gradually will decrease the amount of air that's coming into the fireplace to air it. But honestly, for right now, just getting the kindling going, just having this open a little bit right here is a thing that's going to just feed it the air that it needs. And so I'm going to wait a minute, and then I'm going to add a log. All right, so you can see the air is really making the kindling get going. And honestly, you could start with a log on here. The challenge is that the fireplace is so narrow as far as top to bottom, it can be hard to get a log in there. So just go ahead and maybe we'll see if I can get a couple of logs in here. Let's see, maybe I can get 3 in there. Trying to burn myself. All right, so now I got 3 logs in there right now. And so again, I'm not gonna close it. Actually, the little bolt right there kind of hits. So that's about the perfect length. So again, I'm gonna keep this top up high. And then just for kicks, I'm gonna pull this just to reset it one more time fully. So that gives it for another 30 minutes. So it's kind of blowing smoke right now, but that's okay because you can see the air is getting really sucked in. So that's just going to keep blowing, get it hotter, and those logs are going to catch fire here in just a minute. So I thought by the way, sorry that these aren't like smoother fade in, fade out transitions, but I'm not taking the time to figure out how to do that on the video. But as you can see, this has only been 2 or 3 minutes. And you can see that the kindlings are really starting to reheat again and get those logs going. So it's been about another 5 minutes. As you can see, it's really starting to get the logs going. But I still have the door left cracked open about an inch or two. Again, the handle, when it's not turned right, it kind of stops against the metal anyways. So honestly, it's just kind of the perfect amount of opening as far as letting the air in so that it's really fueling oxygen into the fire, while also making sure that there's enough heat going up that it's sucking smoke up out the flue in the chimney instead of into the house. Okay, so at this point it's been maybe like 15-20 minutes. You can see it's going really well now. I have left the door cracked the entire time, and it settled down a little bit, so you can see I actually added another log on top of it. So at this point, I could go ahead and close the door, and but I think I'll let it go ahead and get a little bit hotter. Well, actually, I tell you what, I'll go ahead, and now I'm latching the door, and you'll see that the flames begin to slow down. It kind of changes them, and you don't have to, but you can push it in and pull it back out if you want to reset the timer again. It just affects how much air comes in. But now it's going to burn really, really slow. The very bottom of the fire is super hot, so honestly it should, keep going. But it's really up to you if you want to go ahead and shut it when it gets to this point. The larger the flames and the hotter the fire, it'll heat up faster as far as then when you turn on the blower. But so for right now, I'll probably open it back up to like I had it, about an inch, let it get a little bit hotter, and then I'll close it, and then we'll turn on the fan. All right, so it's been like 30-40 minutes. Nice good fire. Like I said a minute ago, I cracked the door a little bit, and as you see, the glass stays pretty clean. Sometimes the flame will bring up a little, it'll pull towards glass a little bit because of the breeze going in, and it might make it a little black, but other than that, it should look fine. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. And actually really makes a pretty cool look to the flames. And with the door shut, the logs actually burn really, really slow, but it starts to get hot. So then down here are the blower controls. So I'll try and open this, and you gotta try and do it without smashing your fingers. All right, there we go. And so there's the controls right there. So I've got it on manual right now. There's auto, and so basically on auto, if it gets too hot, it will just kick on. So I've got on manual, then I'll high, down to low, and that's it. Then you can just leave that open, or so it's easier to get to set it, or go ahead and close it. So the air is coming out here right now, and it's been going long enough that air is pretty warm. So we can turn it up higher if we want. So there we go. And we have a fire. And again, I know I keep talking about this one, the timer lever, but if for some reason you just want it to be able to get a little more air when the doors are shut, so it can burn a little bit hotter, you just push it, pull it out. It really doesn't hurt anything, and honestly, it would be fine without it, but there you go. All right, so that concludes my semi-professional tutorial of handling this fireplace. Bye.